What's up, guys? It's L Rates here today, and I'm going to be bringing you a review of Malcolm Todd's Sweet Boy. Um, this album came out, I'm pretty sure it came out in 2024, which he released a newer one actually about like a week ago or so. It was his self-titled one, but I'm going to be reviewing his first album, Sweet Boy. I really did enjoy this album. This album was it felt like a very just raw, smooth sounding album to me. Very smooth. And we can just go through the tracks. Like when it starts off in Earrings, it was a very smooth, and all these songs are very acoustic. That's why I think I enjoyed this album so much. It was just such a raw album, such a just a fun listening album. Very very smooth. Like on Roommates, that's kind of one of his second biggest songs. One of his songs that really kind of, I feel like, really boosted him to the place he's at now is I Love or Chest Pain. That song just really kind of blew up on like TikTok and Instagram and all that. Um, but he definitely has a lot to offer with this album. Um, it's, like I said, a very raw, smooth, just album with love songs in it. And I was watching an interview with him, and he said he really likes just to make love songs. Like whenever he's like in the studio or whatever, he talked about like him and his drummer just make love songs just crazy, just going crazy making love songs, and that's really what this album is made up. It's very personal love songs. And it was very personal because just the lyrics of this whole album, I would say the lyrics in this album are pretty average compared to a lot of indie artists. But I think the reason why I perceive them as average is because they're very personal. They're very personal lyrics. Like on the very first song, I mean, he literally in the hook of the song, like he says his own name, and all the other songs like Rockstar Boyfriend. I mean, it's literally super personal to his own life. Like in Rockstar Boyfriend, Sore Throat, Lady Girl, all those. Like I can just feel him talking about himself, and I think that's where a lot of artists, I mean, come from. I mean, that's what all artists pretty much talk about is themselves. But I feel like this album was very. It was a little more personal, very like specifically personal to his life. Um, but I would say a lot of these albums are very good, just indie pop songs. Like just uh, some of my favorites on here, like Sweet Boy, On My Shoulder, Pillow. All these are just super smooth. Like that's like all the vocals. The vocals are very smooth. He has a really good voice, and he uses that a lot, like in the kind of the backing tracks and a lot of the songs, and a lot of that he really does bring out a lot, like especially in like On My Shoulder. It's just it's really really good use of the vocals, and especially the acoustics. That's main reason why I do enjoy this album was because of just how smooth the acoustics were, and all the guitar leads and all that in this album were really really enjoyable and really just pushing that indie rock kind of sound, even pushing it kind of mainstream. I mean, like I'm seeing this a lot with a lot of new indie artists like Malcolm Todd, McGee. Oh, I love McGee. But a lot of these artists are really starting to like bring indie pop and this sound more mainstream. And I do like that a lot. I do appreciate that. He has done a lot pushing the indie culture. But today I'm gonna be leaving an 8. That's what I give this album. And I did have critiques of it, like the very personal lyrics and stuff like that. But overall, it accomplished what it was going for. An album made of a bunch of love songs, and I haven't felt this level of like just love songs um, in a while. A lot of these songs, they kind of almost reminded me like I don't know how many of like you watching this have ever watched like Phineas and Ferb, but a lot of these songs reminded me of like the real like lovey-dovey songs on Phineas and Ferb, like just real 2000s kind of stuff like that. But no, that's my review of Sweet Boy, giving it an 8. Thank y'all.